Hi, this is Seth Ressler. I'm the digital dot connector for Jacobs Media. I help radio stations with their online strategies. And in this short tutorial, I'm going to show you how to set up your podcast settings for the first time when you are in Libsyn. Now, Libsyn, Libsyn, is a host for the audio that I'm going to use for my podcast. In other words, all my files live here. And then when people stream them or listen to them or download them, they're downloading them from Libsyn. Though they're not actually going to be going to the Libsyn site, they're going to be using a podcasting app. If they are on an iPhone or an iOS device like an iPad, they are probably going to be using the podcast app that comes default with those devices. If they're on an Android phone, there is no podcatcher. That's what we call a app that you use to listen to podcasts. There is no default device or app installed on the device to listen to podcasts, so they're gonna have to go get one. They might go get, like I use Dogcatcher. Some people use Stitcher. Some people use Pocket Cast. There's a number of different podcatchers that they could use. But we upload the file here, and I've actually already uploaded one. It just went up a few minutes ago, so there's no real stats. I'm here on the dashboard of my Libsyn account. There's nothing going on yet because nobody knows that this is out. But we're gonna go over to settings, and I'm going to edit the show settings. First, we're going to give this a name. So this is the 2015 Worldwide Radio Summit All Access Podcast. I want to include a number, all access interviews, maybe. I want to include a number of words in there, keywords, things that people might be searching for, particularly when they go to iTunes. Most podcast listens happen through iTunes. It's like a 5-to-1 ratio, the number of podcasts that happens on iOS devices versus podcast listens that happen on Android or other devices. So it's really important that you are optimized in particular so that when people search through iTunes, they're going to find you. And the show title is far and away the most important thing. So a number of keywords in here. First of all, this is the Worldwide Radio Summit. Radio, I think, is the most important keyword in there people may be looking for. But people may be looking for it by the name of the event if they're in the radio industry. But they also may be looking up All Access because that's what we did, is that we did these all access interviews. I might even use my name in there. It's possible. I mean, I don't know. Maybe somebody knows me. They'd be looking it up for my name. I don't know that they would. Show description doesn't matter in iTunes. What you use for your show description is not what's going to show up in. It's not how people use search terms. So you can't just stick this full of keywords. But I might say, interviews, maybe. Thought leaders from the radio broadcasting industry backstage broadcasting backstage at the 2015 Worldwide Radio Summit in Hollywood, California. Okay, the website address. I will probably use allaccess.com/next steps, which is my column over there. Tags, keywords, obviously radio, broadcasting, all access. Those are kind of the big ones that I think people might use. Public contact email, they can email me at Jacobs Media. Show feed, I'll use the classic feed. This is the format that your feed's going to use. I don't have an iTunes web store address yet. Once I submit this to iTunes, I will have it there. Yeah, we'll say copyright 2015 Seth Ressler. Moderate comments. Okay, great. Artwork, I can upload some artwork. I've got that here in 2015 artwork. Oh, look at that. I'm pretty. Okay, yes, go out and get a nice headshot. You want the artwork to have, really big and easy to read. The artwork's going to be much, much smaller than that. But they do recommend that you use a file that's at least 1400 by 1400 pixels. 3000 by 3000 is actually even better to use. And it's going to take a moment. By the way, Libsyn is one of the podcast hosts I would look into if you are looking to host your podcast. The other one is Blueberry, Blubrry. Those are the two sort of big hosts that a lot of podcasters use that have a reputation for being reliable. So go check them out. And then we're going to go over to destinations. And actually, I have a couple options. I can add a destination. What that means is that every time I can link Libsyn with my other accounts so that every time I publish an episode, it automatically goes over to YouTube or it automatically goes over to SoundCloud. So that's a really convenient thing to do. But the other thing that I want to look in here is I want to look at existing destinations. What I'm looking for is the RSS feed for this podcast because the RSS feed is I'm going to use in a couple of places. Libsyn Classic feed, here it is. Here's my feed, and that's it right there. So that is the feed that I'm going to submit to iTunes and that I'm going to submit to other podcast directories like Stitcher. It's also, I'm going to walk next door over to JCapps and I'm going to give them this feed as well so that they can import this into the All Access app so that this starts showing up there as well. So that RSS feed is really important and that's where you find it. You just go up to destinations and go to view, editor view existing. And you will find it. There you go. That's it. If you have any questions, let me know. I am Seth, Seth, at jacobsmedia.com.